So this is the entire architecture of Xenia CRM.
Hello Zeno team, myself Srivarshan and I'm currently pursuing my final year at SRM Trichy. So today I will be demonstrating the entire walkthrough of my product which I developed is called Xenia CRM. Most of the retail businesses are collecting a large amount of customer data every day, identifying which customer needs attention and why an action to be taken and what is the reason for segmenting the customer into a particular category. And this is still a challenging thing. So before getting into the dashboard and in the entire application, I need to show this important part. So currently we have the entire data in our Postgres database, right? The entire shoppers data has been stored in the Postgres database. So the database is linked with the Python script. So this script is playing a vital role in our entire application because the nightly analysis, which means at daily night 2 a.m., this scripts will trigger automatically and fetches the live data, the latest data from the database. And what happens is, based on the data it fetched, it computes certain metrics like churn value, RFM value, and LTV, and cost of acquisition, a lot of metrics which is calculated for each and every user. So that's why I highlighted this feature called nightly analysis. We use the gradient boosting algorithm to calculate the churn score for every user. That is our centralized database. So this Xenia CRM has a database. For example, assume this has a hypermarket. So hypermarket will be located in multiple states across the country, right? So these are the users in those hypermarkets. So most of the CRMs will have this kind of data, but in our Xenia CRM, we have more granular information about the users. Say, I want to know more about this user. It keep track of the entire history and the purchase history, the churn value, the computed RFM values, and LTV. It stores each and everything, every detail about the particular user. Recommended action for this particular customer. So this recommended action is been created for each and every user. Why? Because each and every user matters for us. And this particular user is categorized and segmented into electronic enthusiasts. Why? We also know the reason, right? See his purchase category preferences. So based on his purchase history, so these are the things which he purchased in his entire lifetime. The voice campaigns. So it is a very interesting part of the Xenia CRM because these voice campaigns are sent directly through outbound calls. So these are the VIP shoppers. And why we choose VIP shoppers? We can send to all the customers, right? The main reason of choosing only the high value customers because text to the speech or the voice synthesis is really expensive. So if you're sending that to all the customers, then the return of investment will be very low or it may incur loss. So that's the reason we only choose very selective people to this voice campaign. Now this is a voice based campaign and it is highly customizable. So the campaign goal is to re-engage our most valued customers with an exclusive loyalty offer. As they are a VIP customer, so we need to give some extra perks for them, right? So that's completely customizable. Then the voice tone. So voice tone can be either friendly, luxury, conversational, urgent win back. So I'm going to just click conversational or urgent win back. Then it is multilingual. You can choose any language. Currently, my application supports English, Tamil, Hindi, English plus Tamil, English plus Hindi. So for now, I'm going to click English. We can test it with any other languages. On our promotion, we can keep any available promo codes here. And the discount is 25%. And these are the list of voices. So in 11 Labs, we have multiple voices. And these are some voices which are fetched from the 11 Labs library. Let's take Sarah, anyone, and create a voice campaign. So what happens is, now the Grok will create a script. So this is the script which is created for the voice campaign. Hello, this is Xenia calling. As one of our most valued VIP customers, we want to personally thank you for your loyalty. To celebrate our relationship, we are offering a special 25% discount on electronics using the promo code VIP25. Visit our mobile app and apply the code VIP25 checkout. So this is a script which is being generated by AI. Of the 11 Labs API, we can just send the entire script to the 11 Labs server, which processes and gives the speech. Now you can hear this.
Hello, this is Xenia calling. As one of our most valued VIP customers, we want to personally thank you for your loyalty. To celebrate our relationship, we are offering you a special 25% discount on electronics using the promo code VIP25. Visit our mobile app and apply the code VIP25 at checkout. Thank you for being a valued customer.
Yeah, now it seems awesome, right? Now here is the next amazing part. As I said, this text to speech is expensive. It also shows you the estimated amount for this particular campaign. So estimated call duration is 27 seconds and the total estimated calls for all the users is 225 minutes. So we are having a set of customers, right? In order to make the outbound call for every customer, this is the estimated call duration. And for each and every call, there will be a voice synthesis process. For that, 2.27 rupees will be happening revenue. If this campaign planned and worked as per our wish, then this is the expected revenue. Then we review and approve. Now we are going to click. This is just the overall summary. Now we are going to click launch and approve. You can see now the agent is making an outbound call to all the customers. Now once the call is being made, we can also track the life cycle of this call. Whether the user picked up the call, whether he dropped the call. In call, we will saying some promo code, right? Whether he used the promo code business and whether he purchased something. The promotions are not created by AI. We are manually creating the promotions. Why? Because if AI creates a random promotion, which will incur some kind of loss to the company. So what we can do is we can create the promotion. For example, for new customers. And what is the incentive type? So what kind of promo code is this? So this is a fixed amount of discount I'm going to give a flat 5,000 rupees offer for this particular promo code. And what are the eligible categories? So what kind of category of products we can select so that this particular coupon code can be used? So I'm going to select pet supply sports cities. I'm going to choose Bangalore and Chennai. What is the validity of this particular promo code? I can set the validity like 24. So starting from today, and it's going to end in 30th of June. And we can also set the time, end the time, 1:31. Coupon code or the promo code will be added to our database. So from this database, our AI will fetch and choose the best promo code which applies for that particular campaign. Enable to track the entire life cycle of the campaign. The main objective is whether that particular campaign made the user come back to the shop and buy the product or not. Currently, the message is sent to all the users. Now I'm going to simulate some actions like the link is opened. So these are the actions which are performed by the user. The user can open the link, the, then he can use the promo code, then he can purchase with the help of the promo code. And the entire actions are being monitored with the help of webhooks. Currently, I used another backend server in our AWS where I will show you in the architecture diagram, show how the real-time updates are happening in the status pipeline. So as the user open the link, now you can see the status will be updated here. Now this is the delivered and the message is opened and he clicked through the link. Then we are going to simulate another action, promo code use. Now the user is used the promo code in the shop. Then he purchased the product. So this is the entire life cycle. So which means our campaign is success. We successfully acquired this customer with the help of this campaign. Also, if you click the customer, we can see what happens. Created the strategy, we sent the campaign, the message is delivered, and he opened the message, he clicked through the link, and he applied the promo code and validated. In the checkout process, if we use the promo code now, we can get the amount he spent. So that amount will be added to the revenue. So based on this, you can able to calculate the revenue that the particular campaign is generated. The data from the database and compute some metrics like churn probability, RFM value, and LTV. It computes these values and store it. Then based on these metrics are sent to the generative AI, and based on that, it suggests campaigns. So as you can see, here's a campaign called Bring Back VIP Shoppers. So for this, it's giving the reason. Bring back former VIP shoppers who haven't placed an order in over 6 months. So this is what I said. It also give an explainable reason why this particular campaign is created or suggested. Size is 3,311. So these are the number of customers who are segmented into this category. Based on the entire segment analysis, it is showing 2,000 shoppers are analyzed and eligible shoppers are 1,091. Before proceeding into the marketing part, you can see who are the actual customers are. The selection reason why this particular user is selected. See, again, explainability is here. Because this user has high churn probability, so we may have a chance to lose this customer. So that's why this user is chosen into this particular campaign. Their preferred channel is WhatsApp, which means they are more active using WhatsApp application. If we send the campaign through WhatsApp, there will be more chance of retaining the customer, right? We are having a generative AI model, that is the Grok model, as I already said. Now, it created a campaign for us. So proceed to the campaign review. So once the message is drafted by our AI, we can have a preview message of how the user will look like. See, this is the kind of message the user will receive. And it is the preview for WhatsApp, and this is the preview for email. If the campaign is sent through email, this is how the user will receive. If the campaign is sent through SMS, and this is how the user will receive. So which is a really useful feature. And if we send approve now, the entire front end is made using React, Vue.js, TypeScript, and CSS. And I have already done the walkthrough of the front end. Now let me move to the core functionality engine, that is our backend. I hosted the entire backend in AWS. So see, these are the two backend services that is currently active. And here are the endpoints for the backend services. So this is the endpoint of our core backend. So backend is divided into two parts. One is the core backend engine, and another is customer engagement simulation engine. For this customer engagement simulation engine, we generate a campaign and we'll send to a particular group of people, right? We also keep a track of the entire life cycle of the campaign message, whether the message is sent, whether the message is delivered, whether they open the message, whether they click the link, and whether they purchase the product with the help of the promo code which we send. That entire life cycle is managed by this particular server. For simulation purpose, I deployed this server. As you can see, this is the endpoint of that server. Providers are there, like Gemini, Microsoft, and OpenAI. Then why I particularly chose this Grok API? The first reason, Gemini has a strict rate limiting where you can't send concurrent request or you can't send immediate request. Whereas Grok offers a generous free tier, so you can send multiple requests and it has a lot of variety of models. So I chose 70 billion parameter model. Database I use NeonDB. So NeonDB is the server where I hosted my Postgres database. We have the voice campaign feature, which is one of the unique selling point of Xenia CRM. For that, I use 11 Labs API. It uses text-to-speech and multi-language support and etc. So this is our central database. That is our Neon database. From this database, for every user, these metrics are calculated. The RFM metrics, the LTV, and the product affinity score, which product they are highly interested in, and the marketing campaign behavior. Whether if you send a campaign message to a user, if the user responded to the campaign and came back and again purchased the product, which means they are highly campaign driven. Even though we send a lot of campaigns, some users are there. They will think this message is like a spam message and they will ignore it. So those kind of users are classified into a spam risk segment. For each and every case, we have the segment side, champion segment, high value segment, risk segment or loss segment, and affinity buyer, discount hunters. So based on these above rules, the people are classified and segmented into these particular categories. So this is how the rule engine works. So the code base is very big. These are the two important features of our application, which is explainability, which shows the transparency of our application, and another unique feature is the voice campaign. We use 11 Labs API to create a synthesis of voice. So for explainable AI, I'm using the same 70 billion model, and I'm importing Grok library. And for database connectivity, I'm using the SQL Alchemy. We are using this particular library because we can execute the SQL queries inside the Python code itself. Now you can see this for loop is very important. Why? Because um, the sending request to the Grok API sometimes it may fail. So if it failed, it should not show the error directly in the application until the response gets success or the status get 200. It's keep on trying until the Grok request is working properly. Then if it is not working now, then it has an exception case which it shows the rate limit error, and based on the error it shows the response error. As I said, we are importing JSON. JSON, the entire metrics of each and every user will be sent to Grok as JSON format. And these are the metrics: RFM score, LTV value, churn probability, category, and these are the metrics which will be sent to our Grok model. I also have a lot of prompt templates. These are the predefined prompt templates where the values will be passed. These metrics will be passed as the part of this prompt. So this prompt along with this metrics will be sent to the Grok, and the Grok will respond accordingly. Why? Because we directly give the raw text data to the Grok means it's LLM, right? It is non-predictable, which means LLM itself don't know what it's going to say. So that's why we are giving a lot of metrics as a supportive decision inputs for the LLM. And we also have, if Grok fails, we also have the fallback option and to call Gemini API. So this is another thing we have in our code. Even though if Grok fails, we can call the same LLM API with the help of Gemini API key. And I also integrated that feature also. How I utilized AI to generate this entire code. Obviously, this entire code base is created by AI. But before that, I defined and brainstormed each and everything what AI need to do. This is the architecture diagram which I defined and designed before I started coding with the AI. I used AI tools like Gemini, Claude, and Codex. The first day went entirely on researching and defining what I need. Then the second day went on creation of data, and the third day is went on entirely designing the backend. Why? Because I was very confused about the backend part where to deploy. Why? Because in local it will work. When it goes to the production level, it need to be work as same as the local version. That's how I use AI to write the code. Whereas I will be conveying my thought process to the AI and let the AI make the code for me. So this is how I smartly used AI. In terms of project, I integrated a lot of AI features like Gen AI feature for explainability, for transparency, and in order to suggest campaigns, we used AI, and for voice campaigns, especially we used text to speech 11 Labs API. So this is how we smartly integrated external APIs to our application to make it even more useful. And thank you, Zeno team. And I'm eagerly waiting for your feedback for my Xenia. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to develop this. Thank you.